Thank you very much, Ricardo, for the warm introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to be here once more together with you. Maybe a little bit about myself. I'm working for Philips Personal Health, where we offer cutting-edge technology solutions, such as high-end shaver products, the famous One Blade, where it offers trimming, edging, or shaving for one, and or it could be IPL hair removal. With those, we are helping our consumers' daily routine every single day. And before that, I had chance to work for various FMCG companies in different parts of the planet. Today, I will talk about the role of AI especially when it comes to e-commerce. And actually, I cannot pass through the, maybe, I'm not so sure if I use the right switcher, but, perfect. So actually, I will talk about the role of the AI in the modern trade. I will give some emphasis on when we talk about AI, how we use it when it comes to consumer engagement, translation into customer loyalty programs, driving the dynamic pricing, and also as well as our inventory management. I will also touch base one of the particular tests we did in Philips. I want to also give you some learnings that we have, some of the failures. So I would like everyone to leave the room with some more meat on the bone. But before going there, I would like to introduce you John. He is a 10 years old, very smart boy, and he's a big fan of dinosaurs and football. That could be a common pattern for many boys at this age. And he is limited with 1 hour social media usage. So 1 hour he could use his mother's mobile phone or the tablet. And last week, what he did, together with his mother, they searched T-Rex teeth. And they saw a couple of pictures. They saw how the scientists, they are digging the bones out. And when actually it was half of his usage time, he also wanted to watch some of the goals Messi scored when he was in Barcelona. So he was a big fan of Messi, and he wanted to see on YouTube how, in the old good days, Messi was inspiring everyone. With that, when it comes to the algorithm, it wasn't the sharpest one ever. Algorithm ended up with 2 main conclusions. Number one, hey, we are talking about here a consumer who is looking for dental care advice because we searched about teeth, and automatically, very next day, John's mother started having advertisement about how to, the new mint-flavored toothpaste. There is a new electrical toothbrush, how important it is to use electrical toothbrush instead of a regular one, what are their benefits. So already trying to educate the consumer. And it didn't end up only there. Because the accounts are linked between the mobile phone and the tablet, John also started to see advertisement about, hey, charcoal-based toothpaste is very good to whitening the teeth, and you may imagine he didn't get what we are talking about. The second conclusion of the algorithm was, we are talking about a consumer. He is looking for football, Messi. They must be very interested to look for a new male grooming products. So when John was bored about getting those advertisements, he asked from his mom, can I get your mobile phone? I want to play Candy Crush. So when he went to Candy Crush, he saw advertisements about male grooming. Suddenly, 10-year-old boy got advertisements about how to use beard oil, what is the importance of the skincare when you are shaving, and how it is linked to anti-aging, and etc. You may recognize the confused face of John, don't we? This is our consumer, where we rely on a cookie-based, outdated algorithm. We end up breaking a connection between the consumer and us, promoting our brand loyalty, and as well as spending very precious marketing budgets that we have. But let's park John for a second. I want to go back and talk about the era of AI. So if we talk about AI today, this is nothing new. It's nothing future. Today already many industries are using it, from healthcare to finance to entertainment. But if there's one industry that is benefiting the impact marginally, that would be e-commerce. And for the companies that are actively investing in e-commerce and AI businesses, you would see that they are creating a competitive edge, because they would be able to translate predictively on the consumer needs, translate them into dynamic pricing, and create a personalized shopping experience. Versus the ones who do not, they are simply having a risk of falling behind the competition, because today's consumer is looking for speed, relevance, and convenience. And actually, our AI journey in the retail, we came a long road. If I rewind the clock back to 2 decades ago, back in the 2000s, it was the first time we introduced automation, where we would get recommendation engines. And Netflix was one of them who introduced this tool, and many got inspired. Then 2010, it was the first time we start seeing how to use machine learning, predictive analysis, and product offerings. And today, AI is simply about immerse, personalized consumer experience. Today, AI is telling us what consumers are purchasing, but most importantly, it also tells us why consumer is purchasing this product. This is the golden part of it. This information enables us to predict what kind of consumer need we can offer before even the consumer feels the need. So actually, AI is not making the retail smarter. It makes the retail predictive, intuitive, and efficient. What is the actually fuel behind this motivation of personalization and AI usage in retail? Is definitely there's a massive change when it comes to the consumer behavior. So today, if you talk about the Gen Z and millennials, so digital first, heavy mobile user audience, if you check the latest results from Google, those heavy mobile user audience, when they go to retail websites, if loading time is longer than 3 seconds, 60% of them, they simply abandon the website. Name of the game is the speed. And on-demand experience has become the norm. Today, many retailers, they deliver on the very same day the product that consumer is looking for. And if you look at the millennials today, we see 60% of them, they prefer a shopping with a retailer that use AI recommendations. So consumers are not looking for to be understood, but actually they want us to be anticipate their needs and drive them together. So we talked about the consumer, and there is definitely a challenge, because we have crazy amount of data. And this massive data, how we can use it in real-time basis. This is the moment where the AI steps in. And using different machine learning algorithms would predict the consumer preferences and adapt our communication towards the consumer. Spotify is one of the very regular example I assume many of us are using. And today, Spotify is not offering different songs for us to listen, but actually recommending a personalized list that they call the Discover Weekly. And based on our usage, they are able to iterate it and make it perfect every single time. One of the logo you may recognize, maybe that is little different than the rest, would be Barcelona. Because actually, talking about personalization and engagement with fans, FC Barcelona is actually doing very good examples. They are one of the highest fan-based football club in the planet. And what they realized is engaging with their fans is not limited only at the field. They need to create direct connection with their consumer. So for this purpose, they created several platforms. They are all AI-based. And what they do, they are creating custom-made content for their every single individual based on their profile. They have merchandising recommendation. They have chatbot. They have tickets. but they're all linked to the every need of every single individual. And with that mentality in mind, today they are able to lead the social media across all the football clubs. So talking about consumers, the mentality is not about selling them different propositions, but they are looking forward to engage an authentic way where we would be able to understand their need, adapt our content accordingly, and come up with a solution. And when it comes to customer loyalty, actually, for our retailers, for the businesses, customer loyalty is not different than what Barcelona did with their fans. So today, traditional customer loyalty programs, most of the time they fail because they are very generic and people are not interested to be part of the customer loyalty program just to get some points that can be translated into a discount. However, what we see, and this is also an interesting article from the McKinsey, that AI-driven loyalty programs, we do see that 30% increase in customer lifetime value. One of the good examples is from McDonald's. So they have a customer rewarding program where they are collecting massive amount of data and they are able to offer according to each individual's need. For example, when AI realizes there is a consumer that is a big fan of coffee and he is following a pattern on when he goes to work, takes a coffee between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. With that pattern, the loyalty program is able to offer a free coffee at the location that this individual is passing through at the time that he needs. And with this small example, it enabled McDonald's to have 50 million active users just last year in their loyalty program. And when we talk about loyalty, gamification is one of the important elements. And I want to talk about the very inspiring example of Sephora. So Sephora has Beauty Insider program, and customers can earn points by doing various activities. That could be a purchase of a product, it could be writing a review, or it could be even competing in a social media competition. So AI tracks those activities and provides personalized recommendation. For example, if AI realizes there is a consumer who purchased in the last 2 months 3 different skincare products, they may come up with a suggestion. You may get more points if you would buy today a face mask, or we have a social media challenge where we compare different skincare propositions. If you are part of it, you can get extra points. And consumers, by getting those extra points, they would be able to increase their level. And with that, they would be able to get some exclusive offers. They would be able to get some special gifts even they wouldn't be able to purchase, or they would get also some special discounts. But the important element is they also create a global leadership board. So across the planet, everybody, every single Sephora user, they have a place, and it gives a fun competition. With this fun competition, consumers are even much more engaged with this particular brand. And on the Sephora side, Sephora gets gold valued insight from every single individual that they have in their loyalty program, and they can adapt their marketing campaign and make the personalized ads in the much more sharper. Now, we talk about personalized ads, target advertising. Well, we talked about the usage of a loyalty program, but what if we want to connect with the consumers before they are part of our brand loyalty? This is where the social media steps in. And today, social media is not a brand promoting platform. This is a real-time marketplace where we have almost 5 billion people every day heavily using the platform. And AI is able to translate this massive amount of data. This social listening could be translated into personalized ads that we can track every single individual, and we can connect with them at the moment that matters. Coca-Cola has a good example here. You may have heard about their campaign. They introduced a social listening tool in different geographies, they realized there are different flavor preferences. And next to that, they created a marketing campaign called Share a Coke. With that, they were able to target different personalities with a different communication method. And they were able to increase their conversion rate close to 40% after the Share a Coke campaign in US. What is obvious, businesses that are using AI in social media advertising, the return on ad spend is 3 to 5 times higher than if you compare to the traditional methods. And here is the important element is AI is not here playing the #1 role when we talk about selling, but it is active listening, it's about adaptability, it's about predicting, and it's about creating the content that could be the most engaging for our consumer. Now, since we talked, so we have the consumer, we know who he is, we know how to engage with them with the right content, with the right platform. To be able to be successful in the transaction, the last 2 steps left is having the right pricing and making sure we have product in the warehouse. So this excessive amount of data, today AI is able to translate it by looking at the competition, looking at the purchase profile of the consumer, and some external factors like weather. It's able to come up with a dynamic pricing offer. For example, I came here last night using Uber, and I'm sure if I leave around 5 o'clock today, and if it starts raining for the same distance going back to the airport, most probably I need to accept 30% higher price for the same road. And this is the how AI with Uber is able to able to leverage the value by using dynamic pricing. And it doesn't go, of course, by itself. It also goes together with the inventory management. Zara is a good example. So Zara was able to, they have a massive portfolio, and their AI was able to predict which products are going to be very popular before the purchase takes place. And knowing that, they were able to arrange their warehouse. They would never be out of stock on those popular items. And having the dynamic pricing together with the inventory management, today they were able to sell more than 80% of their products on the full price. That's an impressive execution. So we talked about different steps of AI usage from end-to-end consumer management. Before I will share the example of what we did in Philips, one of the inspiration was the digital transformation of the Nike. Of course, this is one of the most digital savvy company in the planet. They started by introducing Nike Plus. Maybe some of you are using as well. They have over 100 million users actively on this platform. They were able to understand every single individual's daily routine, what kind of sport they follow, what kind of sport gear they purchase, when they did it, when is the next purchase, and some also personal and health-related data. That they are able to translate it into their portfolio build-up, and they are able to translate it into personalized, targeted advertisement management. So they have different brand ambassadors, and they have different propositions. They match it for the right target audience at the right moment. And everything is not ending here. In the back office, they also have an AI for the active price management, because in different parts of the planet, there's a different shopping behavior, there's a different promotional moment, and at the end of the day, they have one common portfolio. In order to leverage the value the highest, they introduce this dynamic pricing tool. But are the things perfect? It is not. So AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a silver bullet. When it comes to Nike example, they do have challenges when it comes to some technological aspects. They do have challenges when it comes to their inventory management. But the conclusion is this powerful tool is only useful with the right refining, with the right adaptability, and the right feeling with the successes and failures. Now let me talk about what is the test that we did in Philips in the last year. So with this similar motivation, we introduced an in-house AI machine that the aim is we wanted to target a test region where you have several markets with different currencies, different consumer profiles, and different retailers. So quite complex. So we wanted to be much more agile to understand the consumer insights. And with these consumer insights, we wanted to translate it into the right portfolio on every single individual we have in this region. And that would be supported with the right content development, heavy activation on social media, as well as dynamic pricing management in the back office. So if we look at the cycle of AI introduction in this big region, of course, it takes time to educate the AI. And after a certain moment, we targeted different e-commerce platforms, social media, and some social media boards to understand what consumers are looking for. This massive information in this particular region, we translated into different shopper profiles. This is actually one of the most crucial part of it, because we know our consumer very well. But the same consumer profile in different regions, or even the very same region, might end up in a different shopper profile. They may have preference to be in different retail, or they may have preference to have different purchasing behavior. Next to that, we also worked on the customer segmentation. As I said, we had many different retailers, and they all had, the question was, how can we create an ecosystem? And within this ecosystem, which customers are relevant to share the same ecosystem? And you may imagine it cannot go only by social listening. We also fueled the AI with the heavy historical data we have from the region when it comes to the commercial results. Together, that helped us on deciding what kind of portfolio is relevant on different shopper profiles at different platforms. And we also generated the content with a heavy A/B testing regularly to optimize and engage with them heavily on the social media. On the back office, we also introduced a dynamic pricing management. So what we did is looking at those different geographies and different shopping behavior and different seasonality, we had certain offers. Those offers, they are within the certain boundaries. We gave the freedom to AI to decide the highest value leveraging. And this predictive analysis also helped our supply chain to make sure that we have the right level of stock to be able to serve our consumers. What are the key outcomes? So it's always difficult to link a single element into a business outcome, but I will show a couple of parameters. So first of all, region grew faster than the market. So we had double-digit growth. It was faster than the market. It may not be directly linked to this massive transformation, but a couple of elements showcased it played a big role. Conversion rate. We were able to increase our conversion rate to 40%. On the social media engagement, we multiplied 5 to 6 times more than the previous year. Our reviews and ratings, they were skyrocketing. Our retailers, we were able to create this platform. Together with dynamic pricing, we were able to leverage highest ASP. And when it comes to inventory management, we also improved our profitability. But was everything perfect? Definitely not. So one element, the digital marketing, the costs are increasing, and we need to reach certain thresholds. And it doesn't seem like the cost element is going to decrease anytime soon. Without reaching to this threshold value, using AI or not is not going to move the needle. Second element, this adaptation of this dynamic pricing and channelization approach can only work by partnering up those key retailers. Without them, we wouldn't be able to generate the right value. And inventory, that's crucial, but to be able to be much more agile, we need to think differently on our supply chain management because AI also has limitation, is built on a global supply chain management. Talking about some of the key outcomes that I would like you to leave the room would be, obviously, what we observe is we got to stay agile. It's all about tremendously trying to understand our consumer, monitoring the market needs, and adapt ourselves accordingly. Because the focus needs to be on the differentiation. Me Too would never bring us to the vision that we have. And focusing on differentiation can only come with tailor-made connection with our consumer, creating that authentic engagement that we would like to have. This is something we can only do by investing in technology, and I wanted to highlight once more back office of what AI is able to do on dynamic pricing as well as inventory management. It plays a very big role because those very valuable margin improvements, we translate back them to marketing investments. And the last but not the least, definitely engaging with consumers. So creating this bonding, fostering this community feeling, it doesn't help only for leveraging our sales, leveraging our brand value, but it also helps us to understand actually the most precious data that we get from them, what kind of consumer and shopper that we are talking about, that would help us to simply translate our personalized ads, and that would also help us to come up with the right offers the moment that they need at the platform that they are looking for. So in a nutshell, this has been a transformation journey that we had in Philips. As I said, our motivation is to be much more closer to the consumer by using AI, predicting their needs into our solutions, coming up with the right tone of communication and with the right value-generating tools. And with that perspective in mind, we would be only able to make John and people like John happy. Thank you.
Hello. So first of all, thank you for the great presentation. So when we talk about AI, they say great power comes with great responsibility. As a customer or as a user, how do I, track something is authentic and real when it comes to the reviews, or they are not fake? Because since AI is in picture, we really can't justify what is authenticity or something is fake.
Yeah, that's I think a big question the whole industry is looking for. When it comes to R&R, everything is authentic because both industrials and retailers, they have a big commitment to ensure the reviews are authentic. But indeed, you have an important point when it comes to deepfake. For this purpose, today, like many industrials, we are having certain ethical commitments towards our consumer, meaning whenever we use a content that is generated by AI, there is an information for our consumer. But other than this, indeed, that's a big subject. We don't have a solution today.
Anyone else? Oh.
Appreciate the presentation, really interesting insights. I'm wondering, when it comes to Philips' experience, as I understand, you've had like a lot of different messages to different consumer groups. How did you tackle this dynamic communication at scale? Maybe some tools you've been using, if you could share, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. That's an important one. Indeed, as you said, one of the limiting factor is we need to be laser targeting on our communication because, of course, we don't have unlimited resources. So, in one hand, we started with key source of businesses, meaning in this region, we have several benefits, but we identified what are the biggest source of businesses that would create highest return for us. Then later on, it was more iteration. So iterative way, in one hand, we try to foster, let's say, importance of helping on body grooming, because this is a routine in the region. At the same time, we also fostered importance of dental care. And these 3-4 areas, after a couple of times of iteration, we realized which ones are the most impactful, and we put our bets more on those communications.